on here. The system crashed, but I got it back up as fast as I possibly could get it up. So we're still tracking this storm, moving on off to the northeast. There is a tornado warning in effect with it. Pretty concerning signature there was showing up on radar. Looks like it definitely came close to touching down. If it didn't briefly, I'll be surprised. We're waiting on EMA though to see what information we get, but right now
that could also create problems. So it's not something you just want to go blindly do. The radio will fold back or turn the power way down.
But we did have gate-to-gate velocity there for just a minute, which was a very clear indication that there could have been a tornado that may have developed. Let me stop this scan and back it up again. Right there, some pretty good, pretty concerning there. That red and green being that close together, that's pretty concerning. So make sure my stream is back up. I cannot believe I had 160 people. Please share as much as you can, everybody, and help get this out. There's a tornado warning in effect. And my stream crashed. So we need to let everybody know this storm is going to be tracking toward Larkin and Jackson County. It's actually going a little north of Larkin currently. Let me go ahead and get this info back up again. Stream did crash. I do apologize at the worst possible time. Tornado warning in effect till 2:15 for northwest Jackson County. At 129, severe thunderstorm capable producing a tornado is located 9 miles east of New Market or 15 miles east of Moore's Mill, moving east at 40 miles per hour. Areas impacted: Anderson, High Top, Bass, Francisco, Jericho, Estill, Fork, Sherwood, and Larkin areas. So yeah, please share as much as you can. Help us get our viewers back because we had a stream crash. I apologize. So I'm still seeing a very, very decent indication that there is still very concerning rotation there near Larkin. It looks like it may go north of Larkin just a little bit. It's going to go north of Larkin slightly. That's going to be on County Road 27 north of Larkin. So County Road 27 north of Larkin area. Some very good rotation. This is going to be moving toward the Larkin Mountain area in Jackson County. Let's see if I can get a track. All right, so there's a track that we've got right now on it. That's tracking on off to the kind of to the east-northeast. Still a very concerning signature showing up on the radar. The good news is it's mostly over rural areas, but there's going to be some people that lives in them rural areas, I know. So if you're north of Larkin or near Larkin, you need to, hopefully you've already been in your safe place for a little while now. You need to hang out there if you're near Larkin. If you live north of Larkin, looks like that's where it's wanting to head. It's a little bit north of Larkin. Tornado warning still in effect on that storm there. I'm going to switch radar out really quick and look at this signature. And it's still got a good rotation with it. So you're probably, if you're near Larkin, you're more likely going to see a wall cloud with that. Very concerning looking wall cloud with that. If anyone safely gets pictures of that, pass it along. But do it safely. Don't get out of your safe place unless you have to. Doppler radar indicating we've got almost 70-mile-an-hour winds right there in that area rotation. So we'll watch that and see if that picks up. It has picked up on the latest scan. So we're now seeing almost 70-mile-an-hour inbound winds on this storm with that area rotation. So we're watching to see if that picks up. All right, radar now indicating 65-mile-per-hour winds with that rotation. All right, so it looks like it weakened on that last scan there. It was 65 miles per hour. Now we're back down to 40 and 50 mile per hour. Still watching a very concerning area rotation, though, near Larkin, so just to the north of Larkin. That's going to be going kind of toward High Top. The High Top radar site is where this storm is actually heading, right toward the High Top radar is where this thing is heading off to, but not as organized as it was, but it is still very concerning. All right, so if you're in Anderson, High Top, Bass, Francisco, Jericho, Estill Fork, Sherwood, and Larkin. Larkin's where I'm really concerned, north of Larkin. So, all right, so the good news is that rotation weakened out dramatically with this last scan. That's good news. It did drastically weaken out on that last scan there. That is good news. And again, this is in Jackson County. I'm not really sure how fast the storm is moving. Hang on just a second, I can find out. Let me see here. It's not moving very quick. It's moving off to the east at 40 miles per hour, so it's not moving that quick. But I can tell you, if this radar signature remains as it is right now, this tornado warning will be dropped. It's really, really unorganized at this point. It was pretty organized earlier. It looked really good, but it's still concerning. There's still a tornado warning in effect. This thing looks like it's going to go north of High Top. But the signature on the radar is really weakened out. Now, let me make sure I'm not missing something else on here. But yeah, that rotation is pretty much very, very unconcerning at this point. It's north of Larkin, just to the north of Estill Fork. It's approaching the Estill Fork area, so stay in your safe place. You're not safe to get out yet. If you're in Larkin or Estill Fork in Jackson County, you're not safe to get out yet. Just until we make sure it doesn't spin back up again. But right now, the rotation is very, very broad, but sometimes these supercells will try to spin back up. So we'll watch that. The storm is now past Larkin, weakening even more, so the signature doesn't really look worth the flip anymore, which is good. Yeah, the rotation is pretty much, it's almost gone. So that may be all that one does due to it running into that other storm out to the west. This may be the end of this one. Let's hope that this is the case, that this continues to weaken on out. But again, to my viewers, I will not be streaming on YouTube after this month. Once the subscription runs out, we don't have enough funds to continue streaming on YouTube and Facebook both, so we've had to cut costs. So we've had to cut down to just Facebook. So if you're following me on YouTube, unfortunately, you're going to have to go follow me on Facebook now, because unless we're able to get some support or something, we've had to cut costs. So you're going to see us a lot lower in your feed and all that. I know it sucks, but we're having to cut costs, so we don't have any option. There's not enough support, so we've had to cut costs. So after this month, we will not be on YouTube anymore. Unfortunately, it's something I didn't want to have to do, but I had no choice in the matter. But still watching this storm again. If you want to know how to support us, if you would like to, there's multiple ways. We have a Cash App, which is in the messenger there. It automatically posts it up. And also, you can send me a message for more information on that after the stream, of course. But the good news is I believe this tornado warning should be coming to an end pretty shortly. And I am watching another area, some broad rotation, seeing what that does. That's going to be going toward Jericho. So this tornado warning still in effect, but I am watching another area rotation now. I'm still keeping an eye on that one down near Estill Fork. See if it tries to reorganize, but there's still a tornado warning in effect. It's awful close to the radar site. There will be another main line coming in, just saying. This is not the last line. But since that rotation is weakened, there is a way you can support us. If you'd like to send a donation to help us keep going, there's one way you can do that. There's our Cash App, and from other ways.
I heard I have my Zillow off. Sorry about that. I heard there was a supercell Jackson County.
Yeah, there's tornado warning in effect for Jackson County at this right now. I'm watching another area of rotation west of Jericho.
Yeah, I'm in Marshall County right now. And there's some real dark clouds rolling in, almost to Hustle Road.
10-4. Alright, give me just a second here. I'm going to back away for just a second. Again, there is some broad rotation in that storm, and so if you're in Jericho, you also need to be in your safe place. Hopefully you've already been. If you're in High Top, same thing. This thing's it's just a big area of some broad rotation right now. I don't see nothing that says a tornado at this point, but we're right here in the cone of silence on the radar beam, so we can't see what's going on at this point. It's so close. That's why everything looks so pixelated as it does. This thing's literally going over the top of the High Top radar here, so we're not able to see what goes on until it passes. So if it was to produce a tornado, we're not going to see it until it's past the radar site. So again, if you're in High Top Jericho, take your tornado precautions, because we're not able to see what's going on at this point due to it being right on top of the radar site. So looks like it's right on top of Jericho and High Top currently. But yeah, we are absolutely have no visual at this point on this storm. It is right in a spot where the radar is cutting it out. You can't see anything. That's cone of silence, they call it that, because you can't see anything. So right now we're in a blind spot. So if you're in Jericho or High Top, make sure you're in your safe place just to be sure. I do believe the warning will be dropped shortly, but just to be safe till it gets past this site so we can see, take your precautions because we can't see what's going on. Alright, give me a second. I'm going to back away from High Top for a minute. And I wanted to check this one in Marshall County because I've got some reports with it. I haven't forgot about y'all in Marshall County. This storm in Jackson County is a lot worse at this point. So there is a bit of broad rotation with this storm southeast of Grant, but it's nothing concerning yet. So let's just say that. Nothing concerning yet with that rotation. It is there, but it's nothing concerning. Some gusty winds as the most out of that at this point. So going across Guntersville, some rain, some thunder. Also around Langston and Jackson County are getting some strong storms. East of Grant, some strong storms. But right now, we're going to go back up here to High Top and see if this storm has passed. And it's still not past the radar site yet, so I can't see what's going on. That's the only unfortunate thing when these storms get that close to the radar site. You can't see what's going on with them. I do see broad rotation with what I can see. Now again, this is Jackson County, not DeKalb or Marshall. This is Jackson County where this is at. There's nothing in DeKalb County yet, or I would be talking about it. Seems legit. That's not good. Sorry, somebody had the repeater keyed up, and evidently they're using a chainsaw because you can hear it. So I had to turn that off. That's the first for me. So the only rotation that I see is going to be northeast northwest of High Top, and it's going to be approaching High Top. I'm seeing a little bit of rotation there. I'm looking through a secondary radar here that it's a little bit more in depth, but it's very weak. All right, so I do see some gusty winds going to be approaching the Skyline area. Special weather statement just going up there. Give me just a second to get back here and zoom out a little bit. But we do have a special weather statement in effect. Just noticed that. Expires in 15 minutes. Looks like that will impact northwestern Jackson and northern Madison through 2 o'clock. Looks like areas impacted would be Huntsville, Madison, Moores Mill, Meridianville, Hazel Green, Cowan, Huntland, Skyline, Alabama A&M University, and University of Alabama in Huntsville. That wind gusts of maybe 40 miles per hour. Storms moving northeast to 50 miles per hour. Oh, good grief, radar! Don't do that. Alright, so the good news is all this looks like it's weakening. And I figured this warning will be canceled here pretty shortly. But I'm going to watch it to be sure. Alright, so I'll show you guys the next line that we're going to be watching once I get the all clear here on this one. Okay, I'm noticing something in Marshall County now that grabbed my attention a bit, so I'm going to take a look at that real quick. Alright, so there is a storm there. It does have some rotation, and that's going to be in parts of Marshall County. Let me get back to my train of thought here. I've got so many radars in the background I didn't remember which one to even click. So again, the storm's really a mess, to be honest. It's not too concerning. I'm going to say some gusty winds at the most. That's going to be toward Langston and going on off to the east. Kind of over 5 points. Going to be approaching Cynthia Lane, maybe Grove Oak and northwest DeKalb. Currently over Kirbytown and Marshall County. And some thunderstorm activity north of the northwest of Albertville, south of Guntersville. And noting some broad rotation on this storm here, south of Guntersville at this point. Very weak area. Yeah, I'm getting concerned with this one here near Marshall County, the way it's doing. But I'll watch it. Nothing at the moment showing tornado. This is entering into the northwest portion of DeKalb and the southern parts of Jackson around Langston. And this one is going to be entering into DeKalb County here in just a minute. So that tornado warning's still in effect. Okay, now it's actually getting past the radar site. So let's take a look. And it's still extremely difficult to tell what's going on with it. Alright, so that tornado warning's still in effect for another 26 minutes. That's going to be for central Jackson, southeastern Franklin counties until 2:15. At 1:46, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 8 miles north of Skyline, or 18 miles south of Winchester, moving east at 25 miles per hour. It ain't moving fast. Areas impacted: Anderson, High Top, Bass, Jericho, and Sherwood. So there's our area of rotation. It's starting to get past the radar side a little bit, so I can still see that there's some broad rotation there. That's what it looks like. Won't know for sure till it actually gets a little bit more east. Mobile County, I'm not even sure where Mobile's at. I think that's way down in South Alabama, to be honest. So yeah, there's still some broad rotation showing up with that storm. I'm still going to be watching that. I'm seeing it as it's getting past the radar side. We'll let it get a little bit further past, because sometimes these images can be a little bit confusing when it's coming past the radar side, because it's getting its pixels back together as it goes past. So we'll see what happens here. But there is still a tornado warning in effect. It hasn't been canceled yet. So if you're in Pleasant Groves, Bass area, take your tornado precautions just to be safe. So there is a tornado warning in effect for another 24 minutes, it says. I do still see some rotation with it, broad stuff. So I'm going to take my off of just a minute to check these down here. And nothing terribly concerning with these storms here yet, so that's good. Station 58 JCEMA, have y'all had anything reported yet?
No, nothing reported.
Good.
And I'm not seeing anything on the power outage maps yet. New severe thunderstorm warning coming to replace the tornado warning.
Yeah, I just now saw that. Right as you said it. That's good news then. Severe thunderstorm warning now been issued for northeast Jackson County and northeast Alabama till 3 o'clock. And that's coming out right now. So give me just a second.
National Weather Service in Huntsville, Alabama has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Jackson County in northeastern Alabama, southeastern Franklin County in Middle Tennessee until 3 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 1:52 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located 9 miles northwest of Stevenson, or 15 miles west of Bridgeport.
60-mile-an-hour winds possible with that. Areas impacted would be Bridgeport, Anderson, High Top, Bass, Jericho, Long Island, Russell Cave National Monument, and Sherwood. So now we're looking more like a damaging wind threat of some 60-mile-an-hour winds. Tornado warning has been canceled on it as expected. There was no reports of damage with it, so that's good news. Hopefully that means it didn't touch down. I didn't see anything on correlation that showed it touched down, but I saw some gate-to-gate velocity very briefly. All right, so now we're going to switch over to our velocity. And yeah, there's definitely some damaging winds in there. I can see that now. I've switched over to the velocity. So some damaging winds now showing up. North of Cave Springs, that's going to be going toward Pleasant Grove and Bass. That's probably easily 60-mile-per-hour winds right there. That's going to be going toward Pleasant Groves and the Bass area in Jackson County.
The tornado warning for north central Jackson and southeastern Franklin counties is canceled. The tornado threat has diminished and the tornado warning.
So, I was just telling everybody earlier, I said, I've got that feeling that something's going to happen today. That the weather is going to be pretty rough. So I went ahead and got all of our guys together. I was going to just not even track today at all. And then I had that old eerie feeling come over me that something was going to go wrong today. And I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and activate everybody. I looked at the dew points. We've got dew points in the 70s right now. That's unbelievable. There's a lot of energy out there. Temperature is 83 degrees. Winds are out of the south, west-southwest at 13 miles per hour. Humidity 78%. We've got a good bit of stuff in place if these storms can get into it for tornadoes, damaging winds, mostly damaging winds, but there's also a tornado threat too, a concerning tornado threat for North Alabama too. So I went ahead and got everybody active ahead of time. The thing is, I knew it was coming, just where and when. That was the question. And we're seeing it now, starting to happen. Sorry about that. So I'm going to briefly, we've still got some damaging winds going toward the Pleasant Grove and Bass area, so very high winds going to be approaching that area. Pleasant Groves and Bass, there is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for that. We're going to move down here. I've seen some gusty winds with these storms, but nothing too concerning at the moment. Let me take a look at our sky cam really quick. And that's looking off toward Jackson County. It's just to the north, so a little bit of darkness. Dutton area. I'm just now seeing this. Nothing in Dutton other than some wind and rain coming in. That's about it. So the good news is none of these storms here are concerning me at the moment. There is some hail in them. Particularly going to be some hail, looks like around north of Grove Oak. A little bit of embedded hail, maybe pea size, going toward Gibson Crossroads. If that storm keeps on, there may be a special weather statement put out for it. But other than that, this one's going to move on off to the looks like east, and looks like maybe go around Fife, Shiloh, Rainsville areas. We'll watch that. But there is some hail showing up with that. And I'm not forgetting about y'all in Jackson County. I promise you that. Yeah, I thought I saw some rotation again, but there is a little bit, but it's more damaging winds. So it looks like that's going toward Pleasant Grove. So Pleasant Groves, get ready. You're going to have some very high winds, probably like right now. Yeah, right now around Pleasant Groves and Bass. Some possibly damaging winds showing up there. I'll get you an idea how high they are here in just a second if I can get it to load up. All right, so Doppler radar is indicating 60 mile per hour winds with this storm. So let me switch radars. I'll show y'all that. And I forgot that I left y'all on tower cam. Sorry about that. So we're going to switch to another radar. Doppler radar indicating 60 mile per hour winds there with that storm. And that's going to be going toward the high top. Or no, let me switch back. It's not. It just weakened out a little bit, but there is potential for some 60 mile an hour winds with that, and that's going to be around the Bass and Pleasant Groves area in Jackson County. But again, I'm about to push this again. If you'd like to help support us, help us keep things going, the CAPCWX, the Cash App. Unfortunately, things cost a lot these days. It costs a lot to run this, so there's our Cash App if you'd like to send a donation to help us out. And we might be able to get YouTube back up. I don't know. It's up right now until it ends. It'll end at the end of this month. Jackson County, Alabama. Just saying, Jackson County, Alabama. Jackson, Mississippi is not in my coverage area. However, I will cover there. If I see something concerning, I don't care where it's at, I'll cover it. I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad, but usually my coverage area is North Alabama. All right, so those storms look like they're continuing to weaken out. So they done what they're going to do. I believe that warning will be canceling shortly for that. The damaging wind threat, damaging winds definitely weakened with that storm as it's moving off. I'll check it one more time. So still seeing some embedded high winds with it, particularly around Bass and Pleasant Groves. But even that's weakened on out now, so that warning should be coming to an end pretty shortly. Let's zoom on out and look around the rest of the area really quick. Well, the good news is so far the storms are, behaving a little better than what they was earlier, so that's good news. Well, it looks like my little dog decided to come open my door and join us here on our live stream, so she's going to be sitting back here watching, looks like. Hello, Daisy. Will there be any more storms coming through? More than likely, we'll have more storms develop. That's why we're under a severe thunderstorm watch till 7 o'clock. So I do believe we will get more storms in the area. I believe this is the first round of storms that's coming through. And then we have a second round of storms coming through a little bit later on. And if you're in Fort Payne, there's nothing to worry about, to be honest, other than some rain and some wind. Okay, let me see what that was about. Okay, never mind. He got it. But yeah, a reminder again to everybody listening, if you're following me just on YouTube, you're going to have to follow me on Facebook, because after this month, when the subscription ends, it ends sometime at the end of the month, I won't be live on YouTube anymore due to issues financially, being able to keep everything going, unfortunately. That's why you don't launch your drone into a rainstorm. Sorry, I was looking at the chat. One of my friends launched his drone up and got it drenched. Oh, man. You better cut that battery off and dry it out, because it won't be any good. So still seeing some high winds east of Bass in Jackson County, Alabama, along County Road 170. There's some gusty winds there, but it's weakening out still on every scan. So I figure, okay, that warning, they just brought it forward a little bit to include the Bridgeport area. So they're still seeing what may be some gusty to damaging winds there, and that's going toward Bridgeport in Jackson County, kind of toward Cooper's Mill, Mount Carmel, Cumberland Junction, Rocky Springs. Y'all could have some potential gusty to damaging winds with this as it pushes through. That's pushing on off to the east toward Bridgeport, Battery Hill area, Long Island here shortly. But right now, kind of toward the Cooper's Mill, Rocky Springs area, and Mount Carmel area, and eventually Bridgeport. So still seeing some gusty to damaging winds in there, potential. Hello, Mr. Darrell. Good to see you. I know, it's hot out. It's 83 degrees, almost 84. It's a hot one out. Rome, are you talking Rome, Georgia? Yeah, I'll show everybody some more info here in just a second. Once I'm gonna watch this storm again and make sure it don't do anything crazy. So far, it's not. Just some very high winds pushing through. I'm gonna get the reflectivity back up and let you guys see what's going on. So that's going to be going right through the Bridgeport area right now. Those winds going to be coming on through there. All right, now here's our next storms. I'm going to take my eye off of those for a minute, but here's our next storms already developing. And we'll have to keep a very close eye on these because some of these could become severe. I'm trying to see where our cold front's at. I do see an outline there. And I believe our front is like right there, where that outline is at. I could be wrong. No, our front's more north. So there's our cold front up there north of Tennessee. It's pushing several boundaries into the area. That's what we're watching. These are actually boundaries that you're seeing on these dashes. That actually indicates boundaries coming in. So there's several boundaries coming in, and that's what's causing these storms to develop like they are today. So far, other than that, in Jackson County, and not wanting to forget everybody there, because I know there's still a warning in effect, this is going to be right on top of Bridgeport here any second now. Some very heavy rain, possibly some damaging winds with that. And also, you'll have another little batch that I'm starting to see develop behind it. It's starting to get a little bit of an indicator. There may be some damaging winds there, and that's going to be going toward Bridgeport as well. So once you get through with this heavy rain, you might have a little bit of a clear slot, and then here's some more coming behind it. Let me see here. We've got good news, rotation. I'm not seeing any rotation with it, but I do see still some gusty wind potential with it. I'm the only one reporting on it. I'm not surprised. But again, I get so many messages. Don't be mad at me if I can't give your exact forecast location. If you ask a question and I can't get to it, if I'm not covering it, more than likely there's nothing to worry about, or I would be covering it. It's my coverage area is North Alabama. Just so everybody knows, I cover North Alabama. So if you're outside of my area, I sometimes will break off and check areas outside the area, my coverage area, but during severe weather, my coverage area is strictly North Alabama, unless, like I said, I happen to be looking over Mississippi and see a tornado warning and there's a tornado on the ground, and then I'm going to cover it, you know. Occasionally I'll do that. All right, I'm going to take a look at our tower cam. I'm hearing a lot of thunder out there. Sorry, I have to keep clearing my throat. I don't know if it's this air conditioner or if it's this weather. I don't know what's doing it. But yeah, there's that storm that's actually going toward the Fife and Rainsville area currently. I'm not seeing nothing too concerning with it at the moment. I'm going to look through some of our tower cams. I'm going to look to the east really quick. Not seeing nothing, and we'll move off to the west on our anemometer camera. All right, so not really seeing anything concerning on any of the cameras. That's good.
Station 15 to Station 58.
Go ahead, 15. 15, you got traffic for 58?
Hey, just letting you know, I'll be checking in. I'll be standing by.
10-4, got you checked in there, 15. All right, that is Wesley, Outer Fire Department. Just checked in with us. Thanks for him checking in. And we've got Mike, Kilpatrick Fire Department, checked in with us. We've got DeKalb EMA checked in. And we've got Station 26 checked in. And I believe that's it. Pretty sure that's about right. So we've got guys all over the area standing by, waiting to help out. So just got heavy rain between Rainsville and Fife. Speaking of which. All right, that warning for Jackson should be canceling here any minute.
Checking in, standing by.
Roger that. Got you checked in as well, 51. Was just talking about you, actually. And there's that rain y'all are seeing move through. There's another little batch off to the west.
I gotta be doing something good.
Toward Geraldine. Oh, everybody's doing something good. We appreciate every one of you. That's for sure. So we've got a big turnout today, and you know, I had that feeling we was gonna need it. Thankfully, nothing touched down, but we did have a tornado warning. Still waiting on that warning, severe thunderstorm warning to cancel for Jackson, which should be any minute now. And then we're watching another batch off to the west. Really windy on top of Sylvania Gap. If you're in the higher elevations, I imagine it's really windy. We've got wind gusts up to 22 miles per hour here at our station, and we're kind of elevated. All right, so that being said, I'm going to continue to monitor things, but also want to give a shout out to our sponsors that are still helping us. If you're looking for your new dream car, go check out RKG Automotive Group, and you can also give them a call at 256-323-7323 if you're looking to buy a vehicle. Lots of nice vehicles and good prices on them. If you're needing photography work done, go check out Sammy Brook Photography. Please make sure you do go check them out, because it helps us out too. They're not going to want to sponsor us if nobody's coming to them. That's the whole point of sponsorship. So Sammy Brook Photography, go check her out if you're needing a photographer for maybe weddings, events, family events. Go check her out on Facebook. And also, if you're needing some small engine work done, maybe to some lawnmowers or four-wheelers or chainsaws, a little bit of anything, go check out Brandon Ellison. You can give him a call. You actually will have to call him, so you don't have a Facebook. But you can call him at 256-572-8124 if you want to take and write that down if you need some engine work done. Small engine repair there. Brandon Ellison, he can give you more information when you give him a call there. So we'll get back to radar here again. I'm not leaving. Just wanted to give my sponsors a shout out that are helping us keep what we've got going currently. So we do appreciate it very much. But other than that, just some rain around Rainsville. A little bit of a shower near Geraldine. I got a kick out of that. Rain in Rainsville. I got a little bit of a kick out of that. So starting to see some more cells pop up around Elkmont, Ardmore. Could be some hail, some high winds with those. Give me just a second, everybody. I got to step back for just a moment. Sorry, I just realized I haven't ate nothing today. My sugar is getting kind of low. I didn't think about that, but I haven't ate nothing today, so sorry about that. And I'm glad she came in here and reminded me I need to eat something. So our next batch of storms coming in around Cherokee, Florence area, Sheffield, Tuscumbia. These will be our next storms that we will need to watch. and we'll continue to watch them. There's still that warning in effect for Jackson County over here. They're still leaving that up. It says 45 minutes, but my goodness. We'll take a look at this one more time, see when the latest update was at. 209 was our latest update. Some torrential rainfall occurring with that, but we haven't heard anything from EMA, so that's good. Means there's nothing really going on other than some rain and wind.
We got heavy thunder and rain here in A-Ray.
Copy that. Yep, seeing that as well on the radar. That's going on off to the northeast toward the Crossville area, right over Aroni currently, right where you're at. So thanks for that report. But we do appreciate everybody that helps us out and volunteers for the communications network. A lot of them are now first responders. So a lot of our guys have joined up with local fire departments. So, you know, if it was something I could handle, I would do it. I've definitely thought about it. But at the same time, my problem will be is I'd be wanting to be behind radar. And when you're a volunteer firefighter, you have to go out in this stuff. So, you know, you don't have a lot of time to sit behind radar. So I think my gift is more better behind radar than I would be, you know, out there in the field. I could help everybody out this way, which going out in the field, I can still help people, but I can help more people by doing this. So, but we really appreciate the volunteer firefighters because we've got a lot of guys on our group that has joined in with local volunteer fire departments. So it's great. It allows us to communicate with them, us back and forth. We can get damage information out to everybody. It's really fits like a glove. So we really appreciate them and the time that they take to go out and volunteer and not make anything on any of it. Same as me. So, you know, we really appreciate them. Sure do, because first responders, they're there when nobody else is. So, you know, your house is on fire, your car, you're trapped in it. First responders are always there. So we appreciate them very much. They help out with more than just one thing. So really appreciate them very much. Yeah, Pamela, I know I was supposed to take a break and not do weather, but I woke up with that feeling that came over me that normally does when we're going to have bad weather, and I couldn't ignore it. So I said, okay, I'm not going to ignore this. We need to get this going. So here I am. No problem, Mike. Good to see you. There you are. Not a problem. Glad to have y'all on here. Appreciate it. And if I can ever help any of y'all out with anything, let me know. Alright, so probably what I'm about to do, since I'm not concerned with anything on the radar yet, before we get this next batch in here, which is currently, you can see off to the west, it's coming, and some of these storms here could produce tornadoes too. I'm noticing the pattern that they're going in, and I don't like the way they're going. I don't like the way they're moving, and I'll show you what I mean. That tells me there's a lot of shear in place, and there's a lot of wind shear. I don't like that when I'm seeing the storms move like this, but as you notice, I'll use this for an example. The storm's moving off to the northeast. This storm here, let me do a little track on it. It looks like it's kind of moving off to the northeast too. But what we get, I've noticed with these storms, there's a lot of changes in the direction. Like this storm now, it's actually changing direction on me as I'm talking about it. So this one's actually trying to go a little more, kind of a little more north now. And this storm here, it's wanting to slide off a little bit more kind of to the northeast. So there's a lot of shear out there. We've got a lot of different directions with those winds. So, and we can tell that by the storms, by how they're acting. These storms are moving erratically in different directions. So that's what we've seen in Jackson County. We had a line of storms that got ahead of storms out of the west, and they moved in on that line from the west. They collided with them, and then that's where our tornado warning developed. We got very rapid intensification of the rotation. It did have some gate-to-gate velocity very, very briefly, and then thankfully it weakened on out and never touched down. That's what we've heard directly from EMA. So nothing touched down, thankfully, but we're not done. We're watching more storms move in from the west, and we'll have to watch and see what they do. But still, the threat of severe weather across the area. With that being said, though, we will go ahead and wrap it up for now. Going to grab a bite to eat. And again, if you'd like to send a donation to help us keep this going, there's a way to do it. DeKalb CWX, if you'd like to support us, let me know. If you'd like to be a sponsor, you can message me directly on the page. Don't message me on here because I'll forget it in 5 seconds. So if you don't mind, message me on Messenger. There's our Cash App. Also, thanks everybody volunteer-wise that volunteered to help us out. And let me read the comments really quick before I get on out of here really quick. Let's see. What am I looking for here? Yeah, there's nothing severe in our area in Crossville right now. I can assure you that, but there's more coming. And when they do, we'll go live on that as we always do. So just make sure you follow us. Hang on just a second. I may not be going anywhere. Give me a second.
The National Weather Service in Huntsville, Alabama has issued a severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay, hang on a second.
It's
Madison County, I believe that said.
Northeastern Limestone County in north central.
Okay, so a new warning going out.
In Middle Tennessee.
Look at that.
Until 3:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. 2:21 p.m. Central Daylight Time. A severe thunderstorm was located 9 miles north of Athens, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Hazard: 60 miles per hour wind gusts. Source: radar.
So this is going to be for Madison County.
Expects damage to roofs, siding, and trees.
To reset my pagers there. A new severe thunderstorm warning now for northern Madison County and north central Alabama, northeastern Limestone County and north central Alabama, and southern Lincoln County and middle Tennessee until 3:15. Some 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts possible with that. It's moving off to the east at 30 miles per hour. Locations impacted will be northern Huntsville, Fayetteville, Moores Mill, Meridianville, Hazel Green, Ardmore, Harvest, New Market, Lincoln, and Elkmont. So there's a new warning with that new line starting to come in. So we'll keep an eye on that too. I guess I will be staying live after all. So all right, 1 second, everybody. Yeah, my mama actually just brought me some beef sticks in here. So yeah, I totally forgot to eat again. So yeah. So I may have to briefly get off of here and run to the store and actually grab something to eat. FYI. I don't know. I don't like the way that storm looks in Elkmont. I'm going to keep an eye on that. I see some rotation with it there near Elkmont. So I'm going to be watching that one carefully too. Yeah, that storm is rotating on top of Elkmont. So Elkmont, you got a storm that's rotating. It is rotating, and also some damaging wind potential with it. So Elkmont, if you're in Elkmont, I know you probably are wondering what the heck's going on. You got a storm on top of you right now. It's rotating. There's a severe thunderstorm warning on it. No tornado warning, but that's because the rotation is not strong enough yet. So if you're in Elkmont, be paying attention. Hopefully you've already got to a safer place since you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. That's tracking on off to the east toward Thach, Thach. Hope I said that right. Elkmont looks like oh my goodness, Sandon Road. There may be something a little bit more concerning goes on with that here in a minute. I'm not liking the way that thing's rotating, so I'm going to switch over to our Huntsville repeater real quick. But this storm has started rotating on us, and it's still showing rotation with it. Broad rotation now near Sandon Road. That's going off to the east toward Thach. Eventually Oak Grove area, possibly. If it continues east. If it goes north, it'll go toward Bethel. Either way, though, severe thunderstorm warning on that one, and there is rotation with it. Broad. There's some broad rotation with that, so continue to watch that storm. Probably a very concerning view, to be honest. That's a nice little cell there. There's plenty of wind shear to keep it going. Not liking the way that's looking on the reflectivity either. We've got a what they call a mezzo on that storm currently. So that rotation now is right on top of Elkmont. It's tracking off to the east. It'll be going toward Thach and Mooresville Road in that area there. So if you was a storm chaser, if I was chasing this, I'm just giving my opinion. If I was a storm chaser and I was chasing this storm, of course I'd have to watch these storms out to the west, but I'm not really concerned about them yet like I am this one. I would want to be south, down here around Piney Chapel, looking to the north. I'd want to make sure I'm out of the way of this thing and not getting in the way of it. I would personally probably position around Piney Chapel looking north and let that thing move north of me. But I'd also have to keep in mind these storms behind it, because some of them are showing some weak rotation as well. So you'd have to watch that. There's a lot to consider if you're storm chasing. And it's highly unrecommended in our area. And yeah, that rotation's picking back up again on that storm. Moving toward Thach. It looks like it's going to stay on that path toward Thach and Oak Grove. So if you're in them areas, for your safety, take your tornado precautions. Again, this storm is not producing a tornado yet, but it's got some decent rotation with it. And all it takes is it to get its act together one good time, and it drop a tornado before a warning's issued on it. So I am watching rotation with it. Again, it's a bit unorganized. It's a mezzo at this point, which is the area of rotation we're watching moving to the east. So we'll keep an eye on that. And this is in Madison County, by the way, for those that may be wondering where that's at. I appreciate it, Shelby. I really do. I don't want to have to leave YouTube, but it's already said and done now. I don't have a choice. I'd have to re-sign up again, but that would be if we got enough sponsorship and if we got enough support. Other than that, as it stands right now, we won't be on YouTube after this month, so this is the last month on YouTube. Fife, there's nothing concerning in that area yet. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, tell the EMA, see if he's watching it. Station 58 JCEMA, y'all seeing that storm in Madison County that's got some rotation with it going toward Thach and Oak Grove?
Yeah, I'm watching that one next.
That's the one I've been talking about. It looks like it weakened a little on that scan, but there's a lot of shear in place out there today.
Yeah, there's far more than I wish there was.
Yeah, and it's unfortunately hot too. We've got a dew point. Looks like it's almost. It looks like it's around 73 on my end. Let me make sure that's correct.
My house cam's got a dew point at 70. Was 74.
Well, I have no idea if this thing's right, but mine is showing a dew point of 84. And if that's the case, man, we're going to be in for a rough evening if this is true. Again, this one here I'm looking at is pretty old. It's an old station, so it may be a little bit off. It says 84 dew point. That's insane if that's true.
It seems a little high. Highest I've seen 74.
I'm gonna say it's probably about 74 too. Then again, this thing is only about probably 20, almost 20 years old. I've had it since I was little, so yeah, it's probably a bit off. But yeah, I'm gonna say it's probably in the 70s. The dew point is. But yeah, that dew point, it says 84, but I'm going to say it's probably in the 70s because, like I said, I've had it since I was little. It was a birthday gift when I was about, I think I was 10-year old when I got this thing, and I've actually rebuilt this station 2 times now in that time, and it's about to need it again, but it's got a right to be wore out. I'm still watching that area rotation near Thack area going toward Oak Grove. That's looking a little bit more concerning to me. Than it was. So either way, let me tell you, with dew points in the 70s, you have got, that is plenty of energy for supercell development. Absolutely. Um, I mean, dew points in the, upper 60s, 68, that's concerning. When the dew points get on up in the 70s, then you've got some problems. You've got some big time. There's a good bit of energy in place for the supercell development, and plus we've got a lot of wind shear. Winds are out of the southwest at 12 miles per hour, gusting up to 22. Combined with this heat, we've got lift, we've got moisture, we've got just about everything in place. And these storms could be very nasty if they continue, if they are able to reach into that. And it looks like a lot of them is trying to do that because this storm here near Thack still showing rotation. This one here near Gipsy, west of that, is starting to show weak rotation. But the storms that'll be most concerning are the ones that break ahead of the line. If we can get storms ahead of this main line, then we'd have problems. But even the ones along the line, within that line, still rotating, as we're seeing here. So yeah, I do see some pretty strong rotation with that storm, I'm going to say. We've got 60-mile-an-hour winds in that area of rotation. So Doppler radar is still indicating some 60-mile-an-hour winds there. So we'll watch that area of rotation and see if that picks up. But the couplets are not that close together. That is good, but it is rotating. And I imagine somebody's going to grab a photo of this, and there's going to be a pretty decent looking wall cloud with it. And this storm here is actually broke off. I've just noticed it. I'm looking at it on second radar. This storm is actually isolated at this point. So as long as it stays isolated, it's got all that energy to itself. So we'll have to watch it as long as it's isolated. These isolated storms here are the ones we have to really keep an eye on. So yeah, this little cell completely by itself. He's got everything to himself at this point. chair around a little. I'm about to fall asleep over here. It's the only thing I hate about not eating is once you finally eat and your sugar comes up, you just want to go to sleep. So good news, rotation not looking as intense as it was on that storm, so that's good. It's still there, but not as bad as it was. That's good. Honestly, to be able to keep the page going like I want it, I need at least 2 more sponsors. If somebody could do that, even if you don't want to be a sponsor and you wanted to just send a little bit to help me out, that would help out too. It would help me keep things going. David Ramirez, if you don't like what I'm saying, you feel free to leave my stream. I'm not going to put up with that kind of disrespect. You can take your little butt right on out of my stream and go find you somewhere else. I'm not going to be disrespected by nobody in here, so take yourself onto somebody else's stream and start that crap. I don't have time for it in here. Amazes me people come into my stream and tells me to shut up in my own dang stream. You click on my stream and then tell me to shut up. That you don't know how much that pees me off. I'm trying to be professional right now. Anyway, I'm not going to let one jerk get me that angry. So I'll just bear with me. I'll deal with it here later. There's always a clown amongst the bunch. Of all the good, there's always that clown in there. Okay, I'm trying to get this alert, this warning to pop up if it will. This Station 58, if I got a moderator that could get on stream and take care of something for me, if not, I may have to make a phone call to somebody. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to get a moderator in here so I can have them blocked, because I can't do it from my end. But honestly, I'm not making anything off this stream, so it's not making me anything. I'm just putting up with their crap for nothing, basically. Alright, give me just a second. It's sad that I have to break off and block somebody because they're being an a-hole. That's just unbelievable. Ah, heck with it. I don't got time. I don't care. Let them say what they want. I don't give a crap. I'll deal with it later. So keeping an eye on that rotation still around the Oak Grove area. There is still some rotation there, so gonna be keeping an eye on that. Oh no, Nancy, it makes me mad too. I don't know how to add anybody to the moderator list. That's just it. Like, I don't really know how to do that. And you would think it would let me click it, you know, like a comment somebody left. You would think it would let me click it and ban it, but unfortunately, it won't let me do that. All right, I got a lot of questions coming in. Give me just a second. I'm trying to do something here. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. I'm trying to do something here. Give me just a second. It was on the stream here by a Mr. I'll find it here in a minute. Jeff David Ramirez. New mesoscale discussion going out for northern Georgia. So let me see what that says, because it seems like I've got some people watching me from Georgia. There's a mesoscale discussion discussing a low probability of a watch. I figured they probably will be a watch going effect for Mississippi, but let's go ahead and take a look at this. I mean, for Georgia, sorry. Northern Georgia, but we'll go ahead and discuss this because I've got some people that watch from Georgia all the time. Areas will be affected: Tennessee, northern Georgia, and the western Carolinas concerning a severe thunderstorm watch issue. That's 40% chance. That's very low probability. So keep that in mind. There will be the possibility of a severe thunderstorm watch being issued for portions of Georgia into Tennessee and the Carolinas in the coming hours. So FYI there, if you're in those areas, northern Georgia, y'all may have some nastier weather coming your way as well as this cold front continues to push on off to the east. So it looks like our main batch is starting to make its way to the east. And again, that's over Russellville. There's some strong storms there. Phil Campbell area, Florence, Tuscumbia. Some strong storm activity there. All that's pushing to the east. And I do believe that's the main line right here. Which I do. There's that cold front. It is stalled out currently. It's not really moving. So I believe that is our last final round. I'll find out, though. I got a way I can find out. I don't know why I didn't do that. JCEMA Station 58. Is this our main line coming through to the west there around Florence? I believe it is, but I just wanted to make sure. Oh my goodness, Danny, I totally forgot, man. I am so sorry. I was supposed to contact you a long time ago on that. I'm gonna put it down in my paperwork right here so I don't forget it. And I'll get with you on putting a station there. I appreciate it, Shelby. I sure do. Okay.
Hey, Chris. Yeah, that's all supposed to be transitioning into a squall line that should move through, and once that moves through, our severe weather threat should be over with.
Okay. All right, Danny, I got you wrote down I got you wrote down in my paperwork this time, so I won't forget it. 10-4, roger that. I appreciate it. Just wanted to be sure, but that's what I thought. So that is our main line coming through right there. It's supposed to turn into a squall line, as you just heard from EMA there, as it continues to move on off to the east. So we'll watch these carefully. That warning up there in Madison County was canceled. Thankfully, it continued to weaken. That's why I kind of backed away a little bit. I noticed it weakening out. Still some high winds with that, but we're watching this to see if it turns into a squall line. So no warnings as of yet. So this may give me a brief moment to break off and go grab a few things. Again, we will go live as soon as we get some new warnings up, but right now we're going to go ahead and break off while I can before this weather really gets crazy in here. But yeah, Shelby, if you'll holler at me at the end of the stream, send me a message. I'd appreciate it. And Danny, I will contact you as soon as I can. If you're on the radio, I can try to contact you then, but I'll contact you by message here pretty soon. So appreciate everybody. Going to wrap it up for now before some warnings get back up again, and we're going to get out of here. Thank y'all so much again. I appreciate it. Thanks so much, Shelby. I do appreciate it. Well, y'all take care. Hopefully I'll have some good news for everybody eventually. It would be great if I can come back and tell everybody, well, hey, I was able to keep YouTube going. That'd be awesome. But as of right now, not happening. So hopefully things will change. But that being said, I'm going to get off here. Thanks again for watching. Appreciate everybody. And we'll be live again soon, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to take a break here. At 2:50, y'all take care. Stay weather aware. We're not done with the severe weather. Make sure you got it set to all notifications. And we'll see you on the next update. Thanks again, everybody.